Hi, April here. Let's talk about flat Earth. So I'm a Course in Miracles student, and A Course in Miracles continually says the world you see is not the real world, but it also goes into what is the real world. Now I know what the real world is because I live in sunny Jacksonville, Florida, and most of the time I live in the real world instead of in the working world, and I have removed myself a little bit more than other people. So I one day decided to Google what is the world, and I began to see these flat earth videos, and then it suddenly made so much sense. So my friend is a Freemason. He is a second-time worshipful master here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've learned some things just by observing. He doesn't say a thing, and his wife tells me some things because she's just a loudmouth bitch, but she doesn't know anything either. She's real dumb. So this atlas was from my childhood. Okay, I'm 36 years old. This atlas copyright date is 1984. So this is from my parents ordered an Encyclopedia Britannica, a whole set, because we didn't have internet back then whenever I started school. And this was there. I don't know what made me decide to open it. And so I opened this book, and it's very detailed, very on point to point, all right? So it tells you about the biosphere. It tells you all these very detailed things about the life cycle. Now, right here says world number 1. And it is the azimuthal. I do not know how to pronounce that correctly. And azimuthal equidistant projection map. Anyway, the point of this map is that the center is the north and the outer ring is the south. Now, when you have a magnet, if it's a donut-shaped magnet, a ring, the inner will be north and south. That's how the poles will be. Keep that in consideration, okay? Now, this little gem here is the only conversation in the whole book, okay? First page of World 1, before it goes into all those strange maps where it moves the lines, the sides, I'll show you. Okay, see this map right here? Look at how they have those lines curved. That doesn't, you can't see, it's not picking it up. At the bottom here, the lines that go around the earth do not match up properly. They all squiggle. Now here, these match up perfectly with the time. Each section is an hour that the sun goes around. 1 hour. Okay? Now this is the only paragraph here. And it says, now man must begin to grapple with causes that have more than one effect. It is time for man to meditate on his heritage and to act, remembering that knowledge is a fountain of life to him who possesses it. So, that's this. All right? Now, my friend who's a Freemason, we went to dinner at his lodge, and he knows that I am aware. This was several years ago. This was before he was the worshipful master the first time, a couple years ago. In the temple upstairs, there's no windows, and there's chairs all the way around, and there's 3 thrones as far as I can remember. And the floor is black and white checkerboard, flat checkerboard. Okay, black and white, light and dark, all right? And the north was in the center. He said, notice, he said to me this, and only this, as he ever said. He said, notice how we have it set up in the directions. And there's a throne on every side of the directions except for north. He said, there is no north. And he never said another thing about it. I did ask him about the G, and he said it was for geography, but I was certain that it really was geometry, and he didn't know any better. But it is geography. We are flat. We are discus. Just like it says in ancient, and this is the Bhagavad Gita, but it says it in the Bhagavatam. Okay, Bhagavatam. M or M, Bhagavatam. This is Bhagavad Gita. So I wanted to also tell you about the Quran. It says that there's a firmament. Don't you see that Allah has created the 7 heavens, one above another, and made the moon a light in their midst? Stop. And made the sun a glorious lamp. And Allah has produced you from the earth, growing gradually. So, and made the moon a light in their midst, and made the sun as a glorious lamp. It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above. I also want to tell you about some of the drawings that I've been doing lately. So the Freemason symbol, okay, is a 90-degree angle ruler with a compass, okay, with a G. So G stands for geography. 90-degree angle. I didn't get that one for a while. I just thought it was the, you know, they are builders, right? I mean, I thought I knew some other things, but so if you take a 24-hour clock, all right, hickory dickory dock, right, your line of vision from here straight out to the south where the sun is at noon, okay, the sun begins to come up over the ocean and begins to be seen. It doesn't ever set. Trust me, it just comes into vision. So here to here is 45 degrees, here to here is 45 degrees when it sets. That makes a 90-degree angle. That way is exactly to the south, right here, where I see the sun every single day. Now at noon, it will make as it moves through the year, it makes an 8 in the elongated 8 in the air, and that's how you can tell what time of year it is. Okay, so these 90-degree angles at times 4 is 360 degrees. So 360 degrees is a circle. Anyway, Rocco says it's flat earth. I think it's a flat earth. Anyway, I think it might be a flat earth, and I think it's very much like it says in the Bhagavatam, on a discus. And we are almost being like played like the light is the laser inside of a CD that plays your life.